All right, guys. For this problem, it wants you to find the indefinite integral, again, because there's no limits, of 5 cosine of 5x dx. Unfortunately, again, I noticed that I could use the constant rule and pull out this 5. Unfortunately, I don't know what the integral of cosine of 5x would be. I know what the integral of cosine of x would be, but I don't know what the integral of cosine of 5x is. So there is no rule that I can use to take this integral easily. So again, I'm going to use something called a U substitution, and basically I'm going to look for that pattern. I'm going to look for something that I can substitute as u, and then when I take the derivative of it, it would hopefully equal something else that's in that expression, in that integral, so I can replace stuff with. And what I notice is basically this 5x that's right there with that cosine of u. The reason I notice that is that if I let u equal 5x, okay, so I let that value equal u. If I take the derivative of u, the derivative of 5x would just be 5 dx. And the reason why that is important is because even though it's separated, you see how 5 dx is in that integral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this integral with a u substitution. So I'm going to let 5x be u, so I'm going to have cosine of u, and then I have 5 dx, I'm going to let that be du. Now notice that the derivative part and the variable part, they're the same, so I can easily take the integral of cosine of u, because that's one of my rules. The integral of cosine of u would simply be sine of u, and since this is indefinite integral, I'm going to put plus c. Now again, where most people mess up is they think this is their final answer. But remember, you did a u substitution. Well, what did you let be the value of u? You let 5x be the value of u, so replace that back. So my final answer will be sine of 5x plus c. Now, what's interesting is that you can easily check and verify that that's the right answer, because if you take the derivative of sine of 5x, you'd have to use the chain rule, but the derivative of sine is cosine, so you'd have cosine of 5x, and then you'd have to take the derivative of 5x, which will be 5. So the derivative of sine of 5x is 5 cosine of 5x, so it does prove that those are inverses of each other, and so the integral of 5 cosine of 5x would be sine 5x plus c.